US 22, just east of the eastbound lane. We are just east of GPS test section 124000, GPS 3. As you can tell by the number, this is an SPS 4 test section. Not knowing what the numbering system was, I assumed that 10 was for the joint sealing. Although obviously it can be, or it doesn't have to be, really. Since we're not going to be applying any treatments immediately, we can do it to whichever one jives best with the they come up with. At any rate, this is 12A410. Pull up and do a panoramic view. Back up. This stripe that you see just up ahead, about 50 feet, that is the end of the 250 GPS test section 124000. Around, just as flat as it was last time I was out here. In fact, I don't think we have any grade between here and the end of all these test sections, and we have, besides the 2 normal treatment sections, we've got 4. So we have 5 supplemental sites that I'll be describing as we go along. Moving on with the quickie video on this, the only thing that I've seen throughout any of these test sections, and again we'll look a bit more closely as we're moving down, but we've got some joint sealant problems where the joint sealants come out on most all the joints throughout here. I haven't noticed any cracking or any corner breaks or anything like that, although we may wind up seeing a few over there near the inside lane line as we go along. Faulting in here tended to be around 1/4 of an inch. That's a pretty typical value. This is the main road from Lamb to Daytona Beach. Probably carries a lot more car traffic than truck traffic, but there are a number of trucks out on this roadway. There are 2 GPS sections on this highway. We've got 12-4000 here, and then we have another one, and I can't recall the number of it, which is on up ahead of us about 4 miles. Now the reason we did 2 is that we've got this one here which is in fairly good condition, and then on down the road on the same contract we've got some pavement that's in pretty bad shape with a lot of replaced slabs and so on. These sections are all in the good part because this is more difficult project, and we could cut enough length where we could lay out these SPS test sections. This one. This is 12A410. We're used to doing the SPS 3s. Okay, we move on up a ways, and what we're doing is we're trying to stay away from the cones and the pipes and so on. So we've got a pretty good distance between the end of this test section and the beginning of the next. Which is going to be the joint seal and underseal test section. Beyond that, we'll be moving into some that the order, I don't know if it's terribly important that we distinguish now, but we've got some grinding that we're going to have. We're going to have some joint sealant using a hot poured rubber joint sealing material. We're also going to have a section where we grind it, and where the DOT would like to remove the joint sealant which exists. Just kind of stripping it down to its deteriorated condition and seeing the effects of grinding only. We're going to have another section where we have an edge drain bit. We'll call offhand, no, that's not all of them. We'll have another one which we have the sharp joint seal and the sharp under seal plus some grinding. So that makes all 5. The edge drain one's going to be interesting because we get down into an area where we have the cypress heads on down, which indicates poor drainage on the superficial soils out on the right-of-way. The reason that this was chosen as one of those to have an edge drain was that it's not incorporated in any of the other SPSs directly. At least the retrofitting isn't. And from the drilling and sampling, they noticed quite a bit of free water along the interface between the soil cement base and the subgrade here. This ends the video for test section 12A410, and we'll be picking up the other one shortly as soon as I mark out